Hi everyone, welcome back to Sew Gurney Sew. Today we are going to work on another set of 2 blocks from our Nostalgic Cartoon Quilt. We haven't done that for a while, so I do have pieces of fabric in. Like this one was the Care Bears, perfect for when I was a child. Care Bears was on the TV every Saturday. So as I was scouring the internet and trying to find a different, more unique disappearing windmill from what we've already done, I was reminded of So Easy by Sandy. I used to watch her back in the beginning when I first got into the disappearing windmill and pour patches and stuff. She has awesome videos put out. You can learn a ton, so be sure to check her out. I am going to put her link in the description below. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I grabbed the Care Bear. Now I don't have an exact match because these are the old colors, where these are the new colors, and I don't have none of the old solid colors. So I got a pink as close as I could to this one, and a blue. It's just, like a shade off. I had a darker and I had a lighter, but nothing exactly with that Care Bear. Bonus points for whoever can tell me the name of these 3 Care Bears below in the comments. So I cut these in 6-inch strips. And because these are all 3 lightweight fabrics, I went ahead and I put fusing on the back. This is just the fusing I used for the t-shirt quilt. So just a lightweight one-sided fusing. So all we're going to do now is we need to cut a total of 4 blocks from this one. And a total of 2 each from these 2. So I'm just going to line them up. And I am going to cut 6-inch squares out of these. So we will set those ones aside, and we just got to cut 2 more out of our yellow, and it looks like I am going to have to get some more out. But we're going to go ahead and start with our first one, and then I'll take a quick break, and I'll get that other piece cut out and fused, so we have that. We're just going to take our color, or our solid colors, and we're going to flip them over, and we're going to draw that diagonal line on the back. We're just going to take our pencil, place up from corner to corner, and draw a line there. On all 4 of the solid color ones. Okay, so once we have them drawn out, we're just going to take, we want 1 blue and 1 pink for each square, so we'll set that aside for that, and that aside. Okay, I have the second square cut out. So when we put these together, after we drew our line, we're going to lay our yellow ones right side up, and we're going to put our other ones right side down, so our right sides are together, and we're just going to throw a couple quick pins in them. That way they don't shift around when we're trying to sew them together. Now that we have all 4 of our blocks pinned together, we're going to go ahead and bring them to the sewing machine, and we're going to take a 1/4 inch from the center line, sew a 1/4 inch away, flip it around, and sew a 1/4 inch away on this side. So I'm going to get that done to all 4 of these, and I'll bring them back here. Okay, so we have all of our squares sewn. You can see there's the line that we drew, and then it's a 1/4 inch on each side. We put that seam. Pull those pins out. Then we're just going to take it and line up our ruler edge right with that line that we drew on. And then we're going to cut right down that line. And we're going to do that to all 4 of them. Okay, now that we have them cut, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open them up, and I am going to open them towards the solid color on each one. Okay, then we're just going to bring those to the ironing station, and we're going to iron those flat. Now when I say iron, I don't mean iron as in move your iron. I must clarify that. We are just going to set it on there like that, and that is how we're ironing them. We're just going to press them down. I got to wait for that to heat up, but that's all we're doing to these. Okay, once we have that done, We're going to go ahead and trim off our little corners on these. So right there. And we'll do that to both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through the pile and get them all trimmed up. Once we have them all trimmed up, we're going to set 4 aside because we only need 4 for each one. So we're going to put them together in a windmill. So we're just going to alternate. Now you can do it this way. Or if you want, you could put all the pinks in one and all the blues in the other. I want mine mixed up a little bit. So all we're going to do is we're going to take it and flip it over. We're going to line that up our seams nest right together. So we're just going to line that up, pin it into place, line up the edge on the other end, pin that into place. Make sure we got that right. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do the same with this one. Then we're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to put a 1/4 inch seam on both of those. So I'll go ahead and get that done. I'm going to do the other square at the same time and I will meet you back here. So we have all of our seams sewn together. So on this block, I'm just press it open towards the pink on both sides. When we put them together, we got one seam going that way and this seam going this way. So then they can nest together. And this one I did the same thing, but with pressing open towards the blue. Go ahead and grab the iron and we will just press that open. Okay, so now we're going to put them together. We're just going to flip one side over on top of the other side. We're going to nest that middle seam. Then we're going to put that pin in there. And then we're just going to line up those ends. And pin those into place. Then we'll bring it to the sewing machine and we'll take a 1/4 inch seam all the way along there. When you're sewing, you have this seam at that point going up. You want to make sure that your needle goes right through this peak here, not on this side of the seam, not on that side, but right through there. And that will give you a perfect point in the middle every time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the other one pinned together. Bring them to the sewing machine, sew them up, and I will meet you back here. We have our squares completed now. We're just going to go ahead and finger press that open. And do the same with this one. And then we will get the iron out and we will once again iron those open. Okay, set that aside. I'm going to show you something on here. So when you're doing the back, you have this big, you can see there's a lump there. So if you open those up, I tend to just open mine up and leave them, iron them open. But other people will snip these little threads in here and kind of swirl it. And they can get it to lay flat that way as well. I just like to iron these back seams open right here. So that lays a little bit flatter. That's just how I do mine. You can do yours however you'd like, whatever way you find works best for you. Okay, now we are going to square up our squares. So this one did not line up perfect, so I lied on that part. It doesn't give you one every time. You can still make mistakes. So I'm putting, mine is a 9.5 inch square. But we're going to go for 8.5 on that quilt. So you can go for whatever size you'd like. You could definitely get a 10 inch square out of this. Okay, I'll get the other one trimmed up as well. So I'm just lining up that diagonal line of my ruler right there, along with that diagonal line on this block. So now we have our two squares. They're the same size. So we're going to go ahead and we have 9.5 inches. So we're going to divide that into 3 1/8 on each section. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark our squares 3 1/8 inch. So we're going to do that top and bottom on both sides of the square. Now we're just going to take our ruler, line it up with the marks. And cut that up. And then we're also going to do the other side. So once you have them sides cut off, you're just going to take one from one side, one from the other, and switch them around. And we are going to sew it back together just like that. So we're going to flip that one up on that side, grab our pin. And these are open seams now. Remember, we opened them when we ironed the last time. So we're just going to put our pin through there, make sure that's lined up. Pin the ends into place. And we're going to go ahead and take that sewing machine and put a 1/4 inch seam around there. We'll come back, iron it flat, and then we'll attach the other side over here. And we have that one sewn on. Open that up. We're going to flip that over and pin that one on the same way we pinned the last one on. Okay, bring that over, put our 1/4 inch seam in. We'll come back and we'll get it ironed up. So now we're just going to grab the iron quick. And I'm just going to iron them towards the outside. Okay, and there's our block number 1. As you can see, that fits right in the size of what we wanted it. Now we'll move on to our block number 2. Block number 2, we're just going to take our ruler and we're going to line it up from that seam to that seam. Once we get that lined up, then we'll go ahead and cut that off. And we're going to do that to all 4 corners. Okay, now that we have them all cut off, we are just going to flip them around. Once we have them all on opposite, we're just going to flip it over, pin it in the middle. And we'll do the same with the other side. And I'm just looking, eyeballing. You can see the thread right there. I'm lining that up with that seam when I put it into place. Okay, so we'll take this much of the sewing machine. We'll put a 1/4 inch seam on that side and on that side. We'll come back, iron them open, and then we'll put the other 2 on these other sides. Triangle sewed back on. We're going to go ahead and when we press it down, now it would be normal to just press it this way, but we're going to flip it under and press it that way. And square up that block. Then I'm just going to keep turning it and doing that same thing. Because that's going to get them little peaks off the end for it. The same fabric, we have two different looks to our block. Tell me in the comments below, guys, which one you like better. That one makes it look elongated through the center, but it's actually, you know, just a little bit shy from the seams. So that one's going to be a little bit different size, where this is a square, this is a little bit of a rectangle. So as you can see with our other blocks, it's going to add that little burst of yellow. It's in some of the blocks, but it wasn't in many. So it was nice to get a little more of the yellow in. We got a lot of blue. We could go more for like some orange or red, maybe even a little more green in it yet. So I have several more pieces of cartoon fabric, all in different ones that we're going to be experimenting with. Not necessarily all, because we do need 72 of them when we're done. Not necessarily all of them are going to be disappearing at this point. I am running out of options. I might have to get creative and make another one, uh, make up another pattern, such as that eye pattern I made right there. Um, so we'll explore into that further with each block we make. As always, guys, if you found this video useful, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we'd love to have you here at Sew Granny Sew. Thanks all. Have a good day. Bye.